Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. Today's story time is definitely a pretty good one, pretty interesting one. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, leave a like on the video, all that stuff. And yeah, let's just jump into it because I'm excited to tell this one. So, today's story time all starts off as a regular day back in 2014, so quite a while ago, literally 10 years ago at this point. That's insane to think about. Also, I'm coming up on my 10-year YouTube anniversary, which is crazy. Anyway, yeah, this was literally right, I think, when I started YouTube. So maybe not exactly 10 years ago, but about to be 10 years in like a couple weeks. So yeah, just about 10 years ago, my daily routine consisted of like two things: making YouTube videos and eating junk food. Those were my two things. I literally lived down the street from a fucking Burger King. So your boy was at Burger King pretty frequently with my friends and then going home and making YouTube videos. And yeah, this was just like any other day back then. I woke up at like 12:30 noon. It was spring break, so I didn't have school. I met up with two friends of mine from my neighborhood at my house, hung out there for a little bit, and then we decided to walk up to the Burger King up the street and get some food. But while we were walking up there, about halfway through the walk, it was about 1 mile, one of my friends looked over at me about halfway through the walk and he was like, "Yo, you down to smoke?" Now back then that could mean two things. One was weed. The other was cigs, and I had neither. And I was like, I have neither of those things. And he was like, I got one of them. And I was like, what do you got? He's like, just wait, you'll see. I'm like, why are you keeping it a surprise? Just fucking tell me. He's like, just wait, you'll see. I'm like, okay. So my other friend obviously was on board too. So we all decided to take a little detour. And instead of going to Burger King, we were going to go to this playground like literally 5 minutes away from the Burger King. We get to this playground. It was this crappy ass, like rundown, rusty playground that nobody used anymore. I've talked about it in previous story times. We get there. My friend pulls out this little like dime bag of weed that was the trashiest weed I've ever seen. It looked almost brown. It was definitely some Reggie. And he pulls out his little bowl that he had. And we were all stoked. We're like, fuck yeah, like we're going to get high. Like we were just, being stupid teenagers. And we smoked. And let me tell you, I felt nothing. I didn't feel a thing off this Reggie. It was garbage ass weed. It was terrible. And all my friends felt the same. Nobody felt anything really. I'm honestly questioning, now that I'm talking about it, how much of it was even real weed. It was probably like 5% real weed and then like 95% like tea leaves or some shit because it looked terrible. Anyway, we smoked this weed. We were still hungry after the fact because we hadn't eaten all day. So yeah, afterwards we went over to that Burger King and ordered some food. We sat down in our booth, and my friend still had about half of this little bag left of this weed in his pocket. Now, I didn't think much of that. I thought it wouldn't be a problem because nobody at Burger King probably gave a shit if we smelled a little bit like weed, so I didn't think much of it. But after we got our food and we sat down, we were eating in our little booth, and I see a police SUV pull up. Now, of course, when you're a teenager and you see a cop car pull up and you're up to no good like we got pretty paranoid, naturally. So I start kind of freaking out inside. I tap my friend on the shoulder. He looks over. He sees the cop. He's like, oh, shit. My other friend sees the cop car. He starts freaking out. We're all kind of freaked out, right? We're hoping that, like, this cop doesn't come in the Burger King. We hope he goes through the drive-thru. Well, of course, like a minute later, the cop puts his car in park right out front, opens the door, and he gets out. Now I'm thinking he's going to get out and just come in the Burger King by himself, right? Nah. He goes around to the back. He opens up his like back trunk thing and a fucking police dog jumps out. And I'm like, oh no. Like this literally couldn't have been any more unfortunate for us. Like not only was a cop coming into the Burger King, but a fucking drug dog was essentially coming in too. So I'm like, okay, this is just great. Now the cop and his drug dog or police dog, whatever, walks into the Burger King. They go up to the front and they start ordering. I don't know why I said they start ordering like the dog was ordering food. He was just sitting there. But the cop was ordering. And while the police officer is ordering, this dog keeps turning around and staring at me and my friends. He's not freaking out. He's not barking. He's not making any noise. But he's just staring at us like menacingly. And I keep looking over at my friend who has the weed. And he keeps looking over at me like, oh shit, oh shit. And we're just tweaking out inside because we don't know what's going to happen. Now, after the cop orders his food and gets his food, the cop and his dog proceed to walk like right by us because the drink station is literally right next to where we're sitting. Pretty stupid spot to sit, I know, but we weren't anticipating this situation. So as the cop walks by us with this dog, The dog just dials in on my friend. The minute he's like a foot away from my friend, the dog literally goes and starts sniffing my friend right in the pocket where he has the weed and just shoving his snout essentially into my friend's pocket and going crazy. Now, obviously, my friend has no idea what to do. And he's like, yo, oh, chill out, dog. Like, chill out. And the cop immediately pulls him off. And he's like, relax, relax. And I'm just sitting there, like, freaking out on the inside because I don't know what's going to happen next. And the cop looks at my friend and goes, my dog seems to really like that pocket of yours. And my friend goes, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have any dog treats in there. And he, like, awkwardly laughs. And the cop goes, yeah? You got anything else in there that the dog might like? And my friend goes, no, not really. Just some snacks. And the cop goes, huh, snacks, huh? And my friend's like, yeah. And the cop goes, all right, you boys have a good day. And immediately me and all my friends look at each other and just like the biggest like look of relief, essentially. And the cop walks away with the dog after getting his drink and goes and leaves. And let me tell you, the minute the cop walked out those doors, me and my friend both looked at our other friend, the one with the weed, and we were like, yo, that was too fucking close. And my friend looks at us and he's like, dude, that was insane. And we all just start dying laughing because of how like just close we came to essentially getting in trouble, basically. Now, looking back, do I think the cop knew? 100% yes. Dude, the cop literally looked at my friend like, I know what you got in your pocket, and the dog knows what you got in your pocket, but I'm not going to give you guys a hard time because I know you're teenagers and you're young and stupid. That was essentially the vibe that I got when the cop was, looking at us and essentially grilling us a bit. So after this, we decided to walk back to my house and hang out for like another hour, maybe 2 hours. And we smoked the rest of that really crappy weed. And once again, it did nothing. And I'm so glad we didn't get caught looking back because that would have been the worst weed ever to get caught over. It just sucked. Anyway, yeah, we hung out at my house after this for like an hour. And then after that, we kind of decided, from now on, if we're going to smoke before going to Burger King, we're only going to bring enough to smoke and not have any left over to carry with us because we didn't want to carry weed with us going forward to that Burger King in case that cop pulled up again and, had Mr. Drug Dog with him. So, yeah, if there's a moral to this story, it's don't be like dumbass teenager Luna, just in general. That's really the moral to all my stories. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.